Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago Bears fans. Let's get to the news. All right, folks, man, do I have some intriguing news for you today. You know I love bringing the latest buzz and whispers from around the league, especially when it involves our beloved Bears and some of the most talented players out there. And right now, there's a story swirling that could shake up the entire NFC North, a potential blockbuster trade involving none other than Fred Warner from the San Francisco 49ers. Yeah, you heard that right. Fred Warner, one of the most elite linebackers in the league, possibly heading to Chicago. Now I know what some of you might be thinking, is that even realistic? Well, let's dig into the details because this isn't just some idle speculation. There's definitely some substance behind it. First, let's talk about the context. The San Francisco 49ers, sitting at 7-4, are in a pretty tight spot cap-wise with around $20 million in space. They're a team that's been excellent on defense, especially with a defense that's giving up just 9 points per game and making life tough for opposing offenses. But even with all that success, rumors suggest they might be open to trading Warner, especially after the recent injuries that have hit their linebacker core. Post November 4th, the whispers have gotten louder, with sources like Adam Schefter hinting that Warner, who's been overworked due to injuries in the Niners' linebacker room, might be on the move. And that's where it gets interesting. Warner, who's often considered the cerebral maestro of the defense, could be exactly what the Bears need to shore up their linebacker unit. Now, let's zoom in on Warner himself. The guy's been a cornerstone since he entered the league 8 years ago. Over his career, he's accumulated over 600 tackles, has more than 10 interceptions, and boasts a PFF grade of 90. That's elite, folks. His coverage success rate is around 80%, and his expected points added EPA versus the pass is a solid -0.20, indicating he's a difference maker in pass defense. Not to mention, he's a leader on the field, a guy who can call out plays and read offenses like a seasoned veteran. Even with limited snaps in 2025 due to a quad injury, Warner's numbers are still impressive. In just 6 games, he registered 28 solo tackles, 23 assists, 51 combined stops, and managed to produce 2 forced fumbles and a fumble recovery. His PFF overall grade that year was 85.6, putting him in the top 5 among linebackers, and his run defense grades are equally impressive, sitting at 82.3, with pass rush at 78.9 despite missing just 5% of tackles. So why would the 49ers consider trading Warner? Well, it's about cap space and roster flexibility. Trading him would free up around $18 million, which they desperately need to sign wide receivers and other key pieces. And to be honest, they're a team that's been relying heavily on their defense, but with some uncertainties on offense, especially at the receiver position, they might be willing to make a move. The concern, of course, is that losing Warner would weaken their linebacker core. After all, he's a cornerstone, a guy who can cover tight ends, rush the passer, and make plays all over the field. But the 49ers are known for their aggressive moves and a willingness to shake things up if it means getting better overall. Now, let's switch gears and look at what this means for our Chicago Bears. As you all know, our defense has been pretty solid but also a bit leaky against the pass, especially with injuries and some inconsistent performances from the linebacker position. When you look at the current stats, the Bears are giving up 21 points per game, not terrible, but not what we want for a team aiming higher. Our linebackers, particularly Edmonds, have struggled at times, and that's impacted our overall ability to shut down short passes and third down conversions. We're ranked around 20th in the league in points allowed, which is okay, but leaves room for improvement, especially if we want to push into the playoffs with a real shot. Adding someone like Fred Warner could be a game changer. Think about it, Warner, projected to add around 40 tackles immediately, would be a massive upgrade in our linebacker core. His presence alone could boost our coverage EPA by roughly 15%, a number that translates into fewer yards allowed on short passes, less yardage after the catch, and overall smarter, more disciplined defensive play. If we get Warner, our pass defense could see a significant improvement, reducing opposing quarterbacks' yardage from around 210 yards per game to closer to 170. That's huge. And it would also help us tighten up in third down situations, pushing our conversion rate from 38% to around 44%. That's a massive leap, especially when you consider how costly third downs are in today's NFL. More turnovers, more opportunities to score, and a defense that's feared rather than just respected. And we're not just talking about immediate impact. Warner's leadership and experience could help elevate the entire unit, especially young players trying to find their footing. Remember, this isn't just about filling a roster spot, it's about adding a playmaker, a true field general. His ability to read plays, anticipate routes, and make game-changing tackles could help us take that next step, especially in a division that's becoming increasingly competitive. The Vikings are always dangerous, and with the Lions showing more offensive firepower, we need all the help we can get to keep pace and even surpass them. Now, let's address the cap situation. Trading for Warner would cost around $18 million, but it's a worthwhile investment. The Bears have some room under the cap, and with the right moves, we can make this happen. Plus, trading Warner would send a clear message to the league and to our fans. We're serious about winning now. We're building a defense that can match the best in the league, and Warner's addition could be the missing piece that pushes us over the top. His ability to excel against the pass makes him a perfect fit in today's NFL, where passing attacks are more dangerous than ever. His presence would also help us better contain tight ends like T.J. Hawkinson, a key weapon for divisional rivals like the Vikings. Now, I know some of you might be skeptical, but what about the backup plans? What if Warner gets injured? That's a fair concern. But the reality is, in today's NFL, injuries happen. It's part of the game. Still, acquiring a top-tier linebacker like Warner significantly boosts our chances and gives us a much-needed boost in leadership and talent. Plus, the trade market is always fluid, and if we pull this off, it could send shockwaves through the division, making us a team to watch in the second half of the season and beyond. Looking at the odds, the Bears' chances of making a playoff run could improve dramatically with Warner in the fold. Currently, our odds are around plus 2,000 to make a deep run, but with this move, some betting sites are already projecting a boost to plus 1,100. That's a 45% increase in our chances to contend. It's a bold move, but one that could pay off big time, especially if it helps us lock down the pass game and create more turnovers. Imagine a defense that's not just holding the line but dominating, forcing turnovers, and giving our offense more opportunities to put points on the board. And let's not forget the bigger picture here. If the Bears land Warner, it's not just about winning a few games, it's about establishing a culture, a defensive identity that can carry us deep into the playoffs and potentially beyond. His ability to cover tight ends, rush the passer, and play smart football makes him a perfect fit for what we're trying to build. Think about the legacy he could leave here, becoming a cornerstone of our defense for years to come. It's a move that makes sense, both strategically and financially, and it could really help us turn the tide against our division rivals. In conclusion, this potential trade for Fred Warner is more than just a rumor. It's a bold statement that the Bears are serious about competing at the highest level. If we can pull this off, it will reshape our defense and give us the kind of playmaker that can change the course of our season. Our fans deserve a team that plays with intelligence, passion, and grit, and Warner embodies all of those qualities. The NFL is a league of chess moves, and this could be the checkmate we need to elevate Chicago to new heights. So keep an eye on this story, Bears fans. Things are heating up, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see some exciting developments in the coming weeks. We're on the cusp of something big, and I, for one, can't wait to see how it all unfolds. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Chicago Bears news to you, it's super important that you leave a like ON this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So Bears fans, what do you think? Is Fred Warner the missing piece that can take our defense and honestly our entire team to the next level? Do you believe this move could be the spark we need for a serious playoff push? I want to hear your thoughts, your predictions, and your hopes for what this could mean for the Bears. Drop your comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Chicago Bears. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news. Let's keep the passion alive and continue to root for our team, because with moves like this, the best is yet to come. Bear down.